Welcome back to the Green Room Podcast. My name is Massimo DiStefano.
I hate that more and more every day.
Yeah, I know. That's just for you. And I wait till you exhale, and that's when I go.
I'm going to hold my breath someday and pass out while your arm's in the air.
I can hold this. You can't hold. Anyway, I'm Massimo. We're here at the lovely Franklin Theater in downtown Franklin, Tennessee. To my right, I have...
Brendan Ayton. Yeah. The thing is every week I normally do a bit, and this week I just wanted to drop it. But even just announcing that I do a bit is a bit enough.
Now it's still a bit.
I'm in it.
Hilarious. Nice shirt, Brendan.
Thank you. Girlfriend effect is all I'm going to say. Girlfriend effect is real.
Where'd you get that again?
Zara.
Sponsor us.
Way cheaper than I was expecting, so I'm probably going to be shopping there more often. And super cool. Like, I don't know.
So you're going to bring me?
I'm not going to pay for your clothes.
But we can go.
Yeah, we can. This was also a little bit of like I bought this actually to potentially wear for the show, and I decided not to wear this. I bought something else I'm going to wear. The
show being something different.
I didn't even mean to do that. I was just ripping.
I know, but that was a really great segue.
We'll get you in a
the
second. Show
being here at the Franklin Theater.
July 9th.
Yeah. Technically tomorrow from recording.
Tomorrow for us, yeah.
2 days away if you're watching this on Thursday it comes out. 2 days after, I should say. Tell us about it, Brendan.
Well, I haven't done it yet, so I can't tell you how it went.
Well, not that.
No, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So yeah, something different. More Weight is doing an acoustic show at the theater tomorrow. I'm so excited. It's a pop punk emo gone acoustic plus a movie. So it's put on by Chad. If you watch this, you know Chad. Shout out Chad. Love Chad. There's going to be a pop punk DJ. We're opening, and then Vinny from the Movie Life is the headliner, and then we're showing Three Amigos. It's going to be sick. I'm playing guitar for More Weight, not bass, which is weird.
What a change up.
I had to relearn all of our songs because I play in standard with the 5-string on the B, and we're in like drop C sharp, so I had to like relearn everything. It's been kind of discombobulating, but it's been fun. The next episode, we're filming the day, for us, we're filming it the day after the show. So next week, you're going to hear like the review of the show because it literally will just have happened. So, but yeah, it'll be fun.
But today,
today,
we've got a killer guest. I can't wait to talk. He's been one of my best friends for years. Oh, I didn't ask you for a bio. Oh well,
just riff.
He hits the Ivories.
This is terrible.
He's a piano player.
Terrible.
Are you gonna pull it up for me right now?
Okay, here we
just
go.
like a small paragraph. I totally can't believe I forgot that.
Okay.
Whatever. Now we got to stall because he's pulling it up.
Yeah, that's okay.
Say something.
Here's the thing. I don't know. Here we go.
Oh, too bad. Oh wow, you really had that. Okay, Makai Keur is an orchestrator, producer, and multi-instrumentalist from Franklin, Tennessee. He began his career at Cubby's Music, working with artists like Katy Perry, and Josh Groban. Okay, as a composer, his musical theater work was a finalist in the National Songwriting Challenge. After attending Berklee College of Music, he now freelances in Franklin, Tennessee, and works with Carnival Cruise Lines in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Please welcome Makai Keur.
Hey. First of all, that was a beautiful, dramatic reading of my prepared bio. I loved it.
Shout out the internet.
Second of all, the girlfriend effect is real. That shirt is fire.
Thank you.
You look fantastic.
Thank you. Girlfriend effect is so real, and I'm in for it. I'm down. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for coming on.
No
Appreciate
comment
it.
on that.
Yeah.
Thanks for having me. I love just being in the Franklin Theater, like any excuse to be in this building. I know you guys are here all the time, but like,
yeah,
it still goes for us.
It's fun. One of my favorite things to do here is if I'm like have an early morning shift, come in extra early, which I know is crazy, and just have the lights super dim and just play music and just sit there. Oh, it's so nice.
And when we say an early shift, 7 a.m. is a call. He'll get here like 5.
Mm-hmm.
That's sick.
Yeah,
I love that.
The yoga and meditation Spotify playlist that they pre-made.
You play that?
You put it on shuffle, and it's just like pads going. It's so nice.
Okay, Richard.
It's so nice.
He plays like the weirdest music sometimes.
Yeah, and then I play like Sleep Token in there. So
that's also true.
You know Sleep Token?
I don't.
Oh.
Sleep Token is like a pop metal band, but they're more pop than metal, but they're still kind of heavy. But
it's pretty heavy.
Production is awesome. Production's great.
I'll have to check them out.
Yeah. The last time we saw each other was filming for Massimo's YouTube video.
No, wasn't Was the session with your dad before that or after?
I
thought
think
it was
we
before.
did musical chairs after that.
That was the last time?
I think so.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
so you can
Paradise
watch that
City.
video. It's on my YouTube channel. It's the last musical chairs video that's out.
You can watch one of them.
Oh yeah,
That
the
was-
one,
that
the
was
third
double
one, the
day,
third
yeah.
one's with Makai. He's in the thumbnail. Just
Yeah.
you'll see it. We did Life is a Highway.
Oh, that's
And that
right.
was
I showed when that video came out. Because I had told people about it
Yeah.
for like a month. And I was like, guys, you don't understand. It's like hilarious. Like we do this thing and then we switch instruments. And then it's like, it's kind of great, but it's also not. And it's like,
Yeah, no.
And like I talked it up so much. And then I showed my whole family when it came out. I was like, guys, look, it's so funny. And I loved it. I thought it was such a good video, such a well done video. And I showed it to them and they just like, for whatever reason, were like, okay, cool. Like they were not digging it as much as I was.
Wasn't
and
I
I was
over
like,
at your
"Come on."
place?
I think you were the
Because
first time.
I remember sitting there watching it with them, and I was like, the vibe in this room is really not it. right
they
now.
did not get it. They did not.
But then we watched the first one. I think it went over a little bit better.
Yeah, they were like, we like it when our son isn't in it.
Oh, damn.
Or when Kevin and Brian are in it. That might have.
Man.
I miss Kevin so much. Not that you don't do a fantastic job. Kevin's just a different
never knew
person.
him.
You don't know him. He doesn't watch this, I bet. Oh, well. Did you ever meet Kevin?
I don't think
Kevin
I did.
Epperly? He was in
think
the
I did.
first musical chairs, and then he moved away because Ian got married and has a job and whatever. And
Whatever.
yeah,
I would never get married.
never. Anyway, so Makai, how are you doing?
What if this whole thing devolved into like a discussion of how I'm anti-marriage for no reason? Like,
We spent an hour and a half on marriage.
we're over.
So what's your music life like? Well, I tell you what, never get married, man.
Societal standards are just crazy.
Oh, well,
You asked me something, and I completely.
I just
forgot
asked
what
how
it
you
was.
were doing.
I'm doing really well, Massimo.
You staying busy in town? Or?
I am staying busy. I did a crazy thing and took 6 shows this summer, which was wild.
Shows as in musicals and
Yeah, so
Okay.
I do a lot of musical theater. That's probably how I make most of my income in town.
Okay.
For anyone who's not aware, there's actually a very small but vibrant musical theater community in the Nashville area and specifically Franklin, Tennessee. There's there's so many youth programs and
Yep.
over time those youth programs are wanting to get more and more professional quality
Yeah.
and high resource, which is great news for anyone who really loves musical theater and can't
Yeah.
make their way up to New York. So yeah, that's kind of where I fit into the Nashville puzzle here. But yeah, so I did 6 of those this summer.
Oh, wait, what shows are they?
I've done 2 of them already. So I was a band leader and contractor for Hello Dolly and Newsies back to back. So
Love
loves
Newsies.
Newsies.
Love Newsies.
He loves
Love
Newsies.
Newsies.
yeah, the music for that show is deceptively difficult. I went in being
Yeah.
like, this is going to be easy. And then the day before opening, I was like, I'm never going to get this right.
That's actually some of the coolest little like drum fills and little like throws in that show because it's like kind of like jazzy,
Yeah.
but it's so nice. It's so nice.
It's funky. Like,
Yeah.
like the Danny Trube did the orchestrations, who's just a legend. Worked with Alan Menken on like all the Disney movies and stuff,
Yeah.
and just what he was able to achieve with that chart was incredible. And I love. So as Massimo said, I'm an orchestrator.
Yeah.
And I love orchestrating for musical theater because when you orchestrate for recording, which is its own kind of super cool, you kind of have unlimited resources and maybe not a huge budget all the time, but you can do as many passes. Even if you just bring in 3 string players, you could record them each playing 3 different parts in a
Yeah,
9-piece
yeah.
section. With musical theater, you have what you have because it's being played live every single night. And so the creative solutions that these orchestrators come up with to write for these musicals is just incredible.
Yeah.
Like the doubling they come up with and like the turning full orchestral music into chamber music with like really complex counterpoint. It's
Yeah.
just I could nerd out about it all day. It's like so.
No, yeah, it's great. It's kind of like musicians actually talk about a lot. Is like actually sometimes having a little bit of a limitation with what you're going to write actually can help you be more creative because I can't do that because I don't have a 10-piece violin section sitting down here in the pit. I have 2
Absolutely.
people. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
So it's like, but in that, finding your harmonies and finding how to get big and how to get small in that is really fun. I love that. Yeah.
I think working within a box like that is, and not even a box, but just
a literal box hole in the ground. Yeah.
is sometimes I know for me better because if I had unlimited anything, I'd be like, I have no idea where to even start, where to go, because it's like you have too much creative freedom.
Too much. Yeah.
Too much.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
Was there a show that like got you into musical theater, and more specifically got you into playing for it, as opposed to like being in? Like, when did you know like this is something I love and what I want to do?
So I saw The Lion King when it toured to TPAC for the very first time.
What year was that?
I was like 5.
Okay.
I think.
So 2006.
And I remember
maybe?
my mom was like, "Hey, we're going to see The Lion King." And I was like, I just watched The Lion King like 5 times. I watched it like every day last
Mom,
week.
I just watched it on TV.
She was like, no, like it's on stage. And I was like, okay, like a movie theater. Like I had no idea, no concept of what she was talking about. And if you've seen The Lion King, you know it's like such a spectacle. So, you know, as a 5-year-old sitting there watching, I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, this is insane. And that really kind of, you know, they talk about the theater bug like that ever since then, it was like, that was always something I wanted to be a part of. And when I was a freshman in high school, I started playing for this local children's theater program. They're called Starbright. They're still around.
Starbright.
I played piano for their production of Mary Poppins, which is another ridiculous book. I didn't do a good job at all. But the music director there at the time, Krista Berry, who's like now one of my closest friends.
My man, Chris.
An insane
We got to get
percussionist.
Chris on. Chris would be good.
That dude's awesome. What that dude does with like aux percussion and stuff is mind blowing. He's a crazy drummer too,
Yes.
but like what he can do with percussion is wild. But anyway, he took a chance on me. He let me screw up the first 5 to 7 shows that I played before it actually started sounding okay. And yeah, that's just, I really enjoy musical theater. I think it's such a great way of telling a story and showcasing music. And specifically, I love the music side of it. I really dig the fact that, you know, Broadway has live musicians every night. And then I've really kind of made it a mission in town to try and get everyone to embrace that side of it too, you know, because I get it. Not everyone can afford live musicians for every production. Sometimes you got to can it. But wherever possible, I love to, love to give some of the reading musicians in town some chance to hone their musical skills.
Yeah,
you know?
totally. Yeah, I mean, you have 2 large music schools in town with Belmont and Lipscomb, and then it's like, there's even like UT, like people come here for music. And it's not all country and rap or whatever you think. Like, there's definitely so many musical theater. I mean, I live in musical theater major. Like, musical theaters all around this area, like you said. It's crazy, actually, the scene that's here in, like, the Nashville, Franklin area.
It's getting bit, like, in the last 2 years, there's been, like, 15 new theater companies open, too. It's, like, it's getting bigger. We need more theaters. Like, we need more actual buildings in this town.
Come on down to the Franklin Theater. We got a nice one here for you.
I also am loving the evolution of pits and orchestras in musical theater now. Because you look at it 20-some years ago, and then compared to shows like Dear Evan Hansen, if you think at a face value, is a very simple pit, but the orchestration and even like what's it called? I just saw it where they take the pits and put them side stage up rather than an actual pit. They put them up and like I love that where you can see the band the whole time. Or there's something on I think on Broadway right now where the pit is upstage and way like high and way upstage, so they're always in the background.
Yeah, Illinois, Sufjan Stevens musical. It's like they're just there the whole time.
And I love that. Cool. I love that you're not putting them in a hole anymore. You can see them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We kind of did that with Godspell, except you covered me and the bass player.
Yeah,
right?
we did. So I call on Massimo to play for the Pits sometimes. We did a production at Godspell a couple of years ago. And yeah, our musicians were all out except we threw Massimo in the back.
Well, and Braxton playing bass.
That's
but
true.
Mainly for me.
I'll always remember that show because he was in back. I just had to communicate with him on the talk back.
Yeah.
And we didn't have our video monitor set up yet.
For the first show. Yeah.
So the only way we had of communicating was the talk back, and they couldn't really talk back to us. Well, I don't know. Still don't know exactly what happened. I think one of the cast members, I think Kristen tripped over a wire or something.
Well,
I'm going to blame
that was
her.
the second night. The second night we lost our
That's
our
right.
TV because they were coming hot out of the stage and boom, knocked the TV. The first night, no idea. No idea what was wrong.
But we lost everything. And like, I just remember hearing them. I guess I could hear them because they had to talk back. I remember hearing Massimo and Braxton just like screaming backstage, like, what do we do? Do we start? We're just not going to play, okay? And meanwhile, we're just I'm texting front of house being like, what's happening? And we got to start the song. And it was wild. It was a panic moment, but in the best way. That's the stuff I like about theater. Is the panic moments. Yeah.
I just remember sending the most scary text I've ever had to send was, I can't hear anything. Right as the downbeat was going.
Right when it's time.
Oh yeah. For the beginning of the first song, there's no drums or bass, but in the back half we come in. So I'm talking to Braxton, I'm like, just don't play. So the first song we don't play, and the second song we're like, I think it gets fixed by that point.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
Middle of the second song.
I think it's just something got unplugged. Like maybe probably someone stepped, I don't know. But it was like, and
that's crazy.
I just remember the front of house guy just taking a sweet time getting down there because he's at the back and like up, kind of like Mockingbird Theater. It's like back and kind of tall, not that tall though. And he's just like walking down the stairs during the first number, just kind of.
Yeah, he
I'm
was,
like,
he was putzing a little bit.
What are you doing, man? You got a show happening right now.
There's actively a show going on currently. Yeah,
and people can't hear or talk.
But yeah, those are fun. Those are the scary stories at the time, but like those the only stories you actually tell. You know,
it was a ton of fun. That was a fun book too.
Yeah,
I love shows like that because I'm not a big, like I guess stereotypical theater player.
Right.
Like I can read, but that stuff because it's more of just the rock song, so it's more up my alley.
You're a good reader, Massimo.
I'm an okay
You're
reader.
always like, I can't read, and then you show up day of and sight read it perfectly. And it's like,
I can do a little bit of reading.
I haven't read in years.
Yeah. Well, don't give me like mallet music to read, sight read. That will be. I could never sight read mallet music.
2019 was the last time I read.
That was the last time I read mallet music. So.
Whoa.
You thinking about that now? That was 5 years ago.
I've just been playing stuff by ear or watching YouTube videos since.
That was
I haven't
5
read
years
a
ago,
thing.
Brendan. How did that make you feel?
I'm glad that was 5 years ago. Not now. So you guys just had that show at East Room. Or,
Basement East.
Basement East. I
Basement
always
East.
say the wrong one whenever I talk about that.
We just played, I guess, there was the first show of a Billy Joel tribute band.
Before we even get into that, my first thought when you booked the gig, did you immediately go, am I wearing a suit? Did you immediately just think about what you were, or am I wearing a suit?
No, I didn't think about that.
That would be my first, I'm like, I gotta wear a suit.
I did pick out my black outfit because I was like, I didn't end up with a suit, but I was like, it's got to be all black.
Yeah.
I think everyone had a button up on, whether it was open or closed. I had an open one with a shirt, and you had an open one with a shirt underneath. I think everyone was wearing a button up, right?
Yeah. No, we were like, we were Billy Joel'd out.
Yeah. I left my sunglasses there. I realized that this morning.
You're never going to see him again?
I'm never going to see him
see him
again. My godfather bought me those, and I feel really, really bad.
You should feel bad.
I do. Like, what do I say? I hope he's watching it, but I also hope he's not watching it right now because now he knows.
I'm not gonna lie. I think I only know 3 Billy Joel songs.
You're kidding me, right?
No, I'm serious.
I was like a very medium to low high Billy Joel fan. Like I knew a lot of stuff. I bought the Essential album from a Mackay's when I was in middle school.
Mackay's is great.
Nice.
And I think I listened to it because I was way into CDs when in middle school.
Yeah, you were.
Well, I didn't have a phone. I wasn't allowed to get a phone until the end of 8th grade.
I mean, I
So
still
the
get
only
CDs.
way to hear songs was CDs from Mackay's. And
Love it.
yeah, I bought the Essential Billy Joel album, and like every single night, I just alternated side 1, side 2.
That's awesome.
So I knew a lot of like the hits.
Yeah.
So when Hal put this band together, and I'm really good friends with his son, and so he's the one who reached out to me. I was excited because I was like, all right, I've got the set list all planned out, and it's just the Essential Billy Joel album that Columbia released. But yeah, honestly, we've talked about how like this was such a crazy situation, and we can get into that of like just the gist of it is our very first time playing together was the show.
Yeah.
And it more crazy than that, I think, is that it actually went really well.
It wasn't terrible.
It went pretty great.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, through the craziness, like by the end of it, I was like, I just had a blast playing these songs because I think Billy Joel is, I said this to my dad the other day. This is a hot take. Billy Joel has the songwriting capacity, notoriety, and just classicness that Lennon and McCartney had. The exact same with 10 times the musical talent.
Whoa.
Listen, I am a huge Beatles fan. I'm a huge Beatles fan. That was the first band I got raised on. I love Brit rock. I gotta say, Billy Joel just blows me
Analyze
away.
both parts of this. Go ahead. I'm trying to analyze here.
Gut reaction to that very hot take is I'm kind of on your side. But I'm also biased because I know way more Billy Joel than I know Beatles. I think you're a bigger Beatles fan than Billy Joel.
Yeah, and that's why I say like I please. I'm not a Beatles hater. I'm not like they're overrated. Like, no, you'll never find a bigger Beatles stan than me.
Agreed.
But like,
I can vouch.
over the past month, I've been like, holy crap, like this guy might be on their level.
Yeah.
And then like, the Beatles, for all their amazingness, like they've never touted themselves as like the musical talent. Like we know George Martin had a lot to do with that.
The songwriting talent
whereas
and all that.
Billy Joel, just crazy musician.
He can play his butt off, man.
Really, really insane musician.
The musicianship part, I think I agree with.
Yo.
I think I definitely agree.
Okay.
Although I think Paul's better than John as a musician,
Definitely.
but Billy's better than both them.
Yeah.
So the problem is, it's kind of like I don't know as much Billy Joel as you guys. So in my head, they're all kind of the same song. So in my head, it's like
Totally,
the songwriting part. I think I could understand it if I knew more. I just don't. So in my head, it's
Okay, you know more than 3 songs.
We Didn't Start the Fire,
Okay.
Piano Man, and whatever the one I was just singing earlier was.
Okay, so taking those 3 songs and comparing them to Lennon and McCartney, I can see why you're probably like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Wait,
That's fair.
I'm like, those are all 1-4-5s. What are we doing here, guys?
you don't know you may be right.
That's the one. That's what I'm saying. The one that I was singing that I couldn't think of is "You May Be."
Uptown
may
Girl
be right.
and
Uptown Girl?
Moving
Oh,
Out,
thank you.
I know
My
Uptown
Life,
Girl.
and-
Moving out.
How does that go?
I'm moving out.
I don't know how you would have known what song it is off of what he just did. So.
Yeah, I'm sure that wasn't a great representation.
I thought I was pretty good. The
No, I
saxophone line.
forgot about Uptown Girl.
Whatever.
That is a good song. Uptown Girl is a good song.
I think
Okay.
my favorite part from the show the other night was playing scenes from an Italian restaurant.
Except for, and then
I know that song.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
you know that song
'Cause you play it.
you gotta wait till you tell him.
I mean, it was just a very classic. So Hal, our front man, he had bought a new keyboard for the show because he wasn't playing piano throughout, but he just kind of. I played piano. We had an aux keys guy, and then he just kind of covered in whatever else needed to be done. So we had this Yamaha, just very small Yamaha plugged in. I don't know if he bumped into it or something.
I didn't see it.
But I mean, it's a Yamaha, so they just press buttons on their own sometimes. So, but midway through scenes, which if you don't know the song, it's it is very Beatles-esque in that
Yeah.
like it's like 4 different songs that flow into each other, kind of like the end of Abbey Road kind of deal. And so we're lots of tempo changes. Massimo's nailing them all. Like he's got it down. We are locked in. All of a sudden, I hear a second drum beat.
Oh no! That's happened here.
It almost felt like a Lars Ulrich moment because it was like in the middle of this like shuffle, all of a sudden it's just and I was like, what's he doing over there? And then I look over and Massimo's not playing it. I check my keyboard because I've done it before, and sure enough, I look over at Hal's keyboard. It's like, playing a drum beat. He has no idea though, so there's no one to stop it.
I think it's drums and bass because it
was like a Casio groove kind of thing.
It's bad.
So did the front of house guy just mute it?
I hope.
Okay, on the video, he catches it. It's gone.
That's
but
good.
In the room, the whole rest of the song.
Yeah, because it was in our monitors the whole time. So
it was rough.
We just had wedges.
You didn't mute your monitors or mute it in your mix?
Monitor engineer. I guess he didn't.
He might not have noticed.
I don't think he knew it. I didn't think he wanted to just go through. I think he didn't know what it was. Yeah. So I mean, that's tough either way. But I mean,
it was so funny too because we like. That song actually, we were doing
we were nailing
job.
it. We were kind of nailing it.
It was just that.
Like the last minute and a half, maybe, was like just drum and bass going, and then we ended the song and still going on.
Didn't that happen? We had variety, and I think the keyboard didn't do it. He was on a piano setting, didn't touch a thing, went back to it. It was like inner wind synths. And we're like, what's going on? He went to go play like a ragtime thing or something, and it just is a synth.
We have it's a motif, and it's rough. Ugh.
It's also someone's messed with the brain in it, and it's not stock at all. Something is wrong with the presets.
Quickly, before we go to a break, we do a segment. When we have a guest on, we let the guest pick just a song that you've been really. It's a song of the week, song of the day.
Stop! It's song of the week.
It's just something you've been vibing to, gut reaction recently, or one of your favorite songs, or just something you've been really listening to lately. Just one song. We'll play 30 seconds of it at the break here, but.
Okay, this is going to be a nerdy musical theater cut because it's what I've been listening to. The musical Parade.
Okay,
it was just on Broadway in a revival, but specifically the 2007 London Donmar Warehouse cast recording of Parade. The song "Real Big News." Okay. It is the sickest piano riff in musical theater history, and they brought it down a whole step, making it insanely more difficult. I'm
gonna need you to send that to me.
Yeah,
no. We can play it in the break here.
All right, well, here's the break. Here's that song.
Yeah.
Big news, my savior has arrived. My intuition's never been so strong. Big news, well, my career has been revived. All I needed was some snippy, pissy Yankee all along. Take a superstitious city and one little Jew from Brooklyn, plus a college education and a mousy little wife. And big news.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner.
All right, we're back. We actually listened to the song real quick right before we've never done that before. Cool.
Yeah,
riff.
Nice riff.
Yeah, it's
a cool riff.
I've been trying to learn it all week.
Oh, really?
Unsuccessfully.
Well, we have another small segment that we usually like to do, and it relates to our guest this week because of the Billy Joel stuff we've been talking about. He has a segment for me, and it's called "Welcome to the Real World." It's to introduce me to new music because I listen to very few new things. Okay. And then I have a segment for him called "Kicking It Old School." He named both of these.
Yes, I did.
And it's to get him into some older music.
Okay.
And it was my week last week to pick something for him, and I picked a Billy Joel song. It was Summer Highland Falls. You know that one?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a good one.
So all he does now is give us his reaction.
Yes. So,
and then you're gonna pick a song for me for
next time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what was your thoughts on Summer Highland Falls?
So the highlight of the song is Liberty, in my opinion.
Yes.
Liberty is the highlight of that song. The drummer. here's the problem is that, you know me, I have a hard time with remembering stuff sometimes. The only thing I can remember from the song really is the drums. That's the one thing. No, but like the pocket is so nice. And like the whole song gels really well and the mix is pretty nice. I've always felt like those drums sound small to a degree a lot of the times. Like Billy Joel's drums sound kind of small, but it fit that a little bit better than Piano Man. I've always thought the drums sounded small, but then in that song it seemed to fit better. But I think it's on the same record too, so it's like
no, Piano Man is from I think 2 records before that.
Oh, it was good. I mean, it also seemed to be, I think, in the same key as a lot of his other. Does he have like write in the same key a lot of the time? It seemed to sound like not a new key.
Do you know what key it was in?
It sounded like G or C or something, like one of the.
Gotcha.
I don't think it's in C.
He can get pretty all over the place.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was good, but I don't know.
You're not in love with it?
Well, no, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not in love with it. But it's not because of like the songwriting is good. I think it's just I don't know.
It's not
I don't know. It's weird because I think it's objectively a good song and I enjoyed it. But like I don't know if I'm going to add it to any playlist.
So, okay, that's the question then. Would you keep listening to it?
Probably not. No.
Okay. I think at the end of these 2 segments, we got to be like, okay, we're going to keep listening to it.
I've got to say, too, there are much better Billy Joel songs than that.
Oh, you don't like that song? I love that song,
It's a good song.
Love that.
I'm just saying there are some much better ones than that.
Wow. Well, now I feel like I picked a crappy song.
No, it's okay.
Whatever. Okay.
It was good, but it felt like filler a little bit, like album filler, like record filler.
Whatever, fine. I'm never going to pick a Billy Joel song again.
No, I didn't say that. I'm being honest. You have an honest opinion.
Okay, so I guess, do you want to pick mine now then?
Welcome to the real world. Do you want to pick a real world song?
Because you know me really well too. You know stuff I don't listen to.
Yeah, have you
that
heard
you think I would like?
Have you heard of Sabrina Carpenter?
Yes,
we've done.
We've already done that.
And espresso.
Been there, done that.
I'm cheating a little bit. I'm going to pull up Spotify so that I say it properly. There's a song that I'm intrigued to see if you either really enjoy it or you're going to hate it so much.
I'm going to hate it.
But you might like it. It's very kind of like the other stuff I've shown you. It's kind of 80s inspired, but modern.
Okay, I might like it.
It's by the band called Wallows. They're like an indie rock band.
I know the band name.
The song is called Calling After Me. It's new. I've heard it on TikTok a lot, and Maddie's been playing it a lot, so I've heard it a couple times. It's pretty good. It actually, not gonna lie, took me a couple listens to really get around to it, but now I really enjoy it.
Okay.
But it's kind of 80s, kind of upbeat. The drums are nice.
Do you know Wallows? I feel like I've heard the band name before.
Yeah, the singer is the main guy from 13 Reasons Why, if that helps you.
Doesn't help me.
It's that guy's band.
Doesn't help me.
Yeah.
He's in Alexander and the Terrible, Horrible, No Good, Very Bad Day. That's what I know him from.
I've never even seen that. But yeah, I think you'll semi-enjoy it. I'm intrigued to see what you think.
That's not very confident.
Maybe I'll play it when we're tearing down today. Maybe I'll play it and get your opinion.
We should start doing that, or else we forget to listen to it.
One small thing that is a super tangent that I wasn't even thinking about talking about till right now, but it's in my head and I'm a little ADHD. What? Country metal is the future. That's all I'm going to say. I've got to show you.
Any thoughts on that?
Country metal?
Now,
I'm here for it.
Hold on. It's not like, well, I drove down the track. It's not like that. It's not like that because that would be dumb. It's just like there's a song, there's an artist named Bill Murray is his artist name, but it's Bilmuri. And it's like,
I've seen him everywhere.
It's lately. Just bouncy, like kind of fun, like pop punk vibe where it's bouncy and fun. But then there's like mandolin and dobro riffs in the middle of all this stuff.
I'm here for it. I dig it. Yeah.
It's like, there's also a band called Lakeview from Nashville here. They have a song called Home Team that's it's country. But then it's got like these, not even like super death metal stuff, just like it builds and breaks down. And the way that, I talk about this all the time.
You do.
The way that EDM and dubstep type music makes you feel, metal does the same thing. It's all the build-ups, the drops, all that kind of stuff. But then packaging it in country was cool, I think. A small side tangent. I don't know why I decided to say that, but
that's really cool.
You did.
I'll show it to you after this. It's really cool. It's really fun too, because it's also kind of that pop metal vein of the Sleep Token thing I was talking about, where it's not like totally undigestible if you've never heard heavier music. Like
Absolutely.
It's like it comes off at face value of like normal music you listen to. It just got distorted guitars instead of synths, and it's got real drums instead of samples. Like it's well, samples, but real sounding drums, not like electronic sounding
Speaking
drums.
of fake things, did you like that?
That was
Speaking of fake things, Massimo, how does it feel to have an irrelevant job in the music industry?
Whoa! I was gonna say, speaking of fake things, Massimo, how's the new toupee?
This is 100% real, buddy.
I just saw the Goonies again. I don't know. I've got toupees on my mind.
This is coming off now because of what you're
I
saying.
might join you later.
I don't think your job is irrelevant, Massimo.
That's so funny.
I'm just
It's
kidding.
just slowly becoming irrelevant.
No, it's not.
Well, that's true of all of us.
Oh, you mean being a drummer?
Drummer. What did you think
I
I
thought
was
you were like
saying?
audio engineer stuff. I was like, no, that's still is a thing.
No, I'm scared to mess with this cable. Remember one time you were holding the cable and it
I think
was
that cable we don't use anymore. I think we got rid of the cables. And these are the brand new 58s. Shout out Shure.
Well, yeah. Oh, yeah. Thank you, sure. Only been slobbered on like 3 times as opposed to a million.
Also, I'm going to self-indulge a tiny little bit again. I want to shout out the theater. I got a new title.
Yeah,
and
you did.
It's just cool that I started here serving
Say it.
popcorn for
Say
$10, and now I'm the assistant technical director of the Franklin Theater, which is pretty cool.
Congratulations.
I wanted to. I don't know why I'm saying it now. But
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's okay. You can.
It feels cool.
I would
Feels
like
cool.
to say Brendan's been working his ass off, and he totally deserves this. Very proud moment. He schedules me, so I also have to be very proud of him.
Yes, because if he's not proud of me, I will make sure he doesn't work. I'm just kidding.
I'm scared. Anyway, back to the fake things. You play piano, obviously.
I do.
Blocking my view a little bit. Was it an adjustment to kind of go from piano to like learning synths and patches and the more like techie side of like keyboards and things, or were you already into that before you were like, oh, piano?
So it's definitely an adjustment. And it's an adjustment for anyone who does it. I don't think anyone starts on synths. Like,
Okay.
I think most people do start on piano. You know, like actual keyboard players. Like
Yeah.
obviously someone might pick up a synth, but I think like a lot of us here, I was born in Franklin. I was born 5 minutes down the road. Like a lot of us here, I started in church.
Yeah.
Playing in church, and that's kind of how I got into the synth world. I was just, I came in 7th grade playing for a worship team, and they were like, hey, worship music has like these pads you have to learn. And so, I was like, oh, my keyboard doesn't have that. Oh, have you heard of Main Stage? And, that's how it started.
Yeah.
It's just one small thing at a time.
Yeah.
Slowly getting used to it. And, I feel like this year is the first year I actually feel comfortable using synths at all.
Really?
Really?
Like and I've been using them for so long, but because musical theater main stage patches are a huge part of the keyboard books. It's keyboards are usually doubling strings and other woodwinds and brass that you can't fill in with the live players. So keyboard patches are a huge part of that. So I've had to get very adept at main stage. And yeah, I would say this year is the first year that I'm like, okay, I feel like I know
what I'm doing.
I know how to use this software.
Yeah.
And it's after I'm 23. I started using it when I was 13. So
I'm scared now if I ever want to learn that.
it's crazy. It's wild. There's a lot to learn, and it's hard because you have to be okay with not knowing everything about it and just knowing that you're going to figure it out as it comes along. I'm doing this show with the company Source 15, which is the company that I love working with. Massimo's played with them a lot.
Heck yeah.
We're doing Next to Normal right now, and that's a little more of a rock show, which is super fun. Anyway, we're using click track and backing track, and this is the first year that I'm having to put that together. So now I'm learning QLab, and like the ins and outs of QLab, which is
Nice.
not something I've really ever touched before.
QLab is fun.
And it's a really great software. I'm loving
Sponsors.
getting to learn it. But yeah, it's just a thing of like, yeah, I've known this exists for a long time. Now I have a reason to use it, and now I've got to figure it out. And it won't be perfect. And next time it'll be a little less not perfect until, finally.
The synth world is crazy because it's like you can just pull up some presets that maybe are close to what you want and just play the part. But then there's the whole like patching your synths and your oscillators and like it's a whole like you get such down the rabbit hole of like where your signal chain goes and how many times you split it and where it returns. Like it's so much of that kind of stuff.
But you know what? It's similar. Like honestly, I feel the same way about guitar tones too. Like
that's what I was actually about to compare it to. I was just about to compare it to that.
And I mean, I went to school. And it was a very jazz heavy school. And they really I loved Berkeley. I loved my time there. Great institution. They had a lot of emphasis on, shredding and whatever instrument. Like, all these crazy jazz licks,
maximum
scales
proficiency of stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which is amazing, and it produces some incredible musicians.
Yep.
I've always said, though, there was zero focus on tone of instrument. And that could be guitar players, synth, like we're talking about dialing in electronic tones, but it was also for brass and wind players. And I will always say like we said, there's like there's 2 major music schools in Nashville and 2 like almost major music schools in Nashville, and then a lot of smaller ones. I will always say time and time again, I have never been more impressed with the students that come out of MTSU. They're brass players and they're wind players, because there is such a heavy focus on classical with the jazz and the contemporary pop chops as well, and it just gives them gorgeous tone. Which in the end, that's what people want to listen to. People want to listen to someone who can make their instrument sound good.
Yeah, as opposed to.
Right, but it's just like the tone's not there, and that's how I feel about like the guitar tones and the keys tones too. Like there needs to be more emphasis on getting that and dialing that in first before we bring up the chops.
I agree so much, because we're also, and I'm going to sound hypocritical because I talk about amp sims versus real amps a lot. But we're getting to this point where it's just pull up the preset that everyone's been using.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
Just pull up the thing that everyone uses, like the neural DSP that everybody tours with. Just use the same preset, sleep token. Like just everybody uses the same. And I think that's part of how I fell in love with the instrument, was that I had a tiny little amp with these, excuse my language, shitty little pedals that I bought, and I was just making it work but figuring out what didn't, rather than just pulling a preset. It works. You know what I mean? Like I think it helps get more into the instrument mentally, of like your love with it. In my mind, I'm sure you probably feel the same with like cymbal gear and different drum heads and beaters and
it helps you
to
be creative too. Like if you're getting a certain tone out of anything, I think you hear that and it's like, okay, I hear this being applied in this way, only this small way though. If you can see where that tone can go, it's like, oh, I can apply this to way more, because I think you can get a better, not even a better tone, just different tones, right? And hear how it's way more applicable. Like take cymbals, for example. Most of them are all handcrafted, and you could get the exact same cymbal from the same company, and they sound different because they're weighted different. They're within a range of where they should be, but just the way it was hammered or whatever, like it's different. It's like that, I think, is so cool. Like I never buy cymbals online. I'm like, I can't. What if it sucks?
Yeah,
it could be the same cymbal I already have. I'm like, this could suck, so I have to go listen to it. So I think the tone of things like that is
that's beautiful.
Crazy.
I love the art of cymbal making. Is
crazy.
Is incredible.
I love it.
It's a gorgeous art.
There's a few companies. I think Zildjian has one that just have documentaries about how they make it. I'm like, this is awesome. And I'm like, it's like 2 a.m. I'm like, wow, this is 3 hours long, and it's great.
I know. I want to make an instrument someday. So
you want to make an instrument?
Oh yeah. Like make a guitar.
Like make a new. Oh, I thought you meant like make a new instrument.
No. Like make a guitar or like make a drum set.
Just get some wood and.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want to do it. That's what I'm saying.
Go.
I'm actually I applied and I'm trying to get into the Steinway Factory Apprenticeship Program.
Ooh, that's
where they kind
you
of teach
are.
you the maintenance and stuff. I just think that's such a cool side of music that we just don't talk about very much. It's just the people actually making these things.
You know who's the unsung hero of any piano production ever?
Tell me.
The piano tuner that comes in 10 minutes before doors. You know what I'm saying? The piano tuner that comes in after sound check before doors.
Yep.
That man or woman or person right there game changing to the
Incredible.
production
Yeah.
an hour and a half later.
Yep.
Game
Absolutely.
changing. And nobody thinks or like really talks about, oh yeah, the piano's been tuned, cool. And then move on. That's
Yep.
huge. That's huge.
They do it so like I've never learned how to tune a piano before.
Piano. You can't tune a piano, but you can't tune a fish. Is that what it is?
Massimo.
It's the
What are
Ario
you
Speedwagon
talking about?
album.
Oh, gotcha.
Tune a piano, but
Sorry,
tune
I'm
a
not,
fish. Never
I'm not
mind.
educated enough on that.
You guys.
I know one REO Speedwagon song.
You don't know where Ario Speedwagon is?
I know one song.
Sorry.
I'll say that again so I don't have a stroke in the middle of the podcast.
Yes.
I don't know how to tune pianos, but I feel like if someone put a Nerf Super Soaker to my head, I don't know how explicit we want to be on here. I don't.
That's so funny. That's so funny.
That's
Go
way
for
better
it.
than anything you could have
That's
said.
perfect.
If
That's
someone if someone put an N strike long shot to my head, which would really hurt.
yeah, it would. Close range like that? Come on.
If I had to, I feel like I could figure it out over the course of like a year, like get it tuned.
A constant thing to your head for a year.
But these guys and these people who just come in and they're just like, oh yeah, like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah, quick.
it's beautiful,
Yeah.
it's gorgeous. Like you are craftsmen and women in your own right, and it's
Yeah.
celebrated.
Yes.
Like, it's-
Shout out Steve from Seal. Our
Yeah, that
piano
comes down
tuner.
here. Yeah.
Shout out Steve.
Seal.
Seal,
I
man.
love Seal. They do great
Seal's
work.
great. Yeah.
Shout out Seal. Yeah. They're great. You should sponsor us, even though we have nothing to do with the piano.
One more thing I think we should talk about before we get out of here.
Oh.
Taylor Swift sings. Franklin Theater sings.
Yes.
The three of us.
Oh, yeah.
They just announced it August 12th, I believe is the
15th.
date. 15th, sorry.
It's Julie's birthday, man.
Oh, that's right.
Do you not remember that?
No. We are doing here at the Franklin Theater. It's our first, I guess it's cabaret style show. Is that what it's called? Yeah.
Sure.
Amy Sapp, one of our programming, used to work in New
Who we're
York
gonna have
at
to have on
Studio
here pretty
54.
soon.
Yes. Love to
We
have
love
her on.
Amy.
And we're kind of doing our own first version of that where we're going to have a house band, which features
The three of us.
and another
a
guitar
guitar
player
player,
who I
yeah.
have not met yet, but I've
No.
heard he's great. And it's Franklin Theater Sings. We're going to have a bunch of guest singers come out. Half of the cast has been announced so far. One of them is touring Alphabet from 2019 to 2022, which is pretty cool. It's going to be super fun. I'm excited. Taylor Swift, it's going to bring out a new part of me as a bass player because it's interesting because the first half is country, the second half is a lot of synthy stuff. So I don't
Yeah.
know. Do I need to go rent a Moog from Guitar Center or like what am I? I don't know. It's gonna be fun for me to figure that out. I don't know if you guys have any ideas about that.
Well, Makai's MDing, so he'll tell you anything.
Yeah, do I need to get a Moog?
Well, I'm super pumped, and we'll talk about it too, because like I really, I watched the Eras tour with my girlfriend and my dad, which is just like the tour is obviously crazy.
She's awesome.
but the movie is just a feat. Like I was.
What
like,
is it on? I
this
wanna
is-
watch it.
It's on D+ right now.
Okay.
I finished it and I was like, that was incredible. Like the movie itself was
Yeah.
incredible. But yeah, watching it, I was getting excited because I love they do. Her team did such a good job of crafting live versions of the more synthy songs
Yeah.
and stuff. So,
I need to watch that maybe to figure out.
Yeah.
And you and I probably need to have a conveation about what we're going to do with the bass
Absolutely.
low end situation of
Yeah.
this show.
no, I've got some cool arrangements in mind. I
Yeah,
think it's
I
going to be
figure you
really,
do,
really cool.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm really excited for that. I love
so
Taylor
excited.
Swift. I think she's really cool.
Yeah,
So I'm
Yes,
very
I
excited.
agree.
Yeah.
I fell in love with early country Taylor Swift. Should have said no and Picture to Burn are two of the best country songs of all time, in my opinion.
That's a
I love
good take.
both of those songs.
That's a good take.
And Picture to Burn is the most pop punk country song of all time. Go to listen to it.
It all comes back
Yep.
to
It does.
metal country.
It all comes back to metal country and Lakeview and Bill Murray. No, but I'm so excited for that show.
Oh man. Well, I don't want to get out here yet until we talk about your carnival stuff.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
I work at a carnival now.
Yeah, you're a clown at a
I'm
carnival.
a lion tamer.
Oh.
Yeah. So actually what they do.
Wait, really?
No, he's kidding. Your face. He was
like, guys, we should have talked about this way earlier.
no.
It's like, why are you talking about musical theater when you're whipping
Yeah, dude,
lions?
keyboards? What? No, I'm just kidding.
Okay, tell us how you got hooked up with Carnival Cruises and all that.
So I really have the incredibly talented David Weinstein to thank for that. He If you don't know, he has lived in Nashville for a while. He's done a lot of work here. I don't think he currently lives here. I think he's up in Massachusetts, but dude done a lot of he worked at Belmont for a while, did a lot of jazz session stuff. He also works with MTI right now, which is Musical Theater International. They are basically, if you've seen your kid do a production of Grease and you hated it, that's who you have to thank for it.
Grease Junior, actually.
They're in charge of like handling the rights of all these musicals to license it to schools and local programs. So they kind of they'll handle tracks and recordings of it. Anyway, he's in charge of a lot of that. A lot of that gets recorded right here in Nashville. He's also the lead music director at the Nashville Children's Theater, which is how I met him. I reached out to him wanting to be a part of their productions because they do amazing work. And he actually informed me that he was a team lead down at Carnival Cruise Lines in Florida. And he actually brought me on as a contractor, and I've been going down ever since as a vocal supervisor for them.
That's so cool.
Which has been super, super fun.
I'm sure you meet a lot of different people doing that.
Yes.
Because you prep them before they go out, right?
Yes,
That's what it is?
Yeah, so they will give me a boat, usually two, like at the same time. And if you don't know, if
you
you've
got
ever...
a boat?
Yeah, I actually have 4 boats now.
I'm sorry. Whoa, I didn't know that.
That was a joke.
Anyway,
I don't have boats.
See, I fell for one.
See, you
fell
both
for one.
I don't have any boats. No, if you
I'm
don't
gonna
know,
stop talking.
If you've been on a cruise, they'll usually have these shows happening. Sometimes it'll be like real shows like Wizard of Oz or Hairspray, or sometimes it'll be like a review in a style or something.
Yeah.
Like I know the last one I just got off of is we did like a Southern Soul show with no like real story, and then like a classic America rock one.
Yeah.
It's things like that.
Have you done a yacht rock one?
I haven't. There is a yacht rock show though.
Oh, yeah. I was going to say, how have you not?
Yeah. It's called Little Yachty. Like not Lil Yachty.
I don't
it's called
like
Little
that.
Yachty.
I don't like that at all. As a yacht rock lover, I hate that.
So what you're saying is that you're going to have people that are thinking that it's not a yacht rock show go in there, and then it's going to be Michael McDonald.
Oh, that's so bad.
That's so
I don't
funny.
like that name.
But yeah, it's a really fun job. It they do everything pre-recorded with tracks. There's some like vocal sweeteners in there too. So it's really just like we come in, I teach them their vocals, they kind of mess around. They do these insane dancing. So like there's ridiculous choreo that they're doing and crazy production. So really like my job ends up taking a back seat, which is nice.
Really?
I like it. It's fun. Yeah. And yeah, you meet a lot of different people.
Yeah.
I know more British people than I've ever known in my life now.
a lot of British people.
Tell us
So
about
many
them.
British people.
Tell us about them.
So many British people. Oh no, they're great. Like my current business contact there is Ian O'Hagan, and he's just a pleasure to work with.
Nice.
Sorry. It rolls off the tongue.
But yeah, it's really cool working and doing music with just people from all over the world.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun. It's been great.
That sounds awesome.
Well,
I went on a cruise once when I was little, and they had like a hair band show.
like an 80s,
Yeah, it's like
or
an
90s
80s
hair
hair band
metal
show.
Hair
But it
metal
was
or just hair
like
music?
Hair, like the whole thing, like
So
the Motley
like
Crue, the
White
Guns N' Roses,
Snake,
yeah,
okay,
all that
okay.
stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like
I could be down for that.
It was pretty cool. Yeah, I remember that.
I think my favorite, like, there's some great shows. And with it, there comes some like fun but cheesy moments. And we know that and we lean into it. But I think my favorite is there's a show called America Rocks. It's all just classic American rock with like loose ties to the word America.
Nice.
And the best part is we do Freebird.
Nice.
And
You have to.
there is a girl in a denim jacket with a red, white, and blue headband dancing. And this last contract I did, she was just a gorgeous dancer, did an incredible job. And then during the guitar solo, she gets lifted up and 2 people pull giant American flag wings out of her jacket and start waving them as she flies.
Oh my god.
The audience goes nuts every single time. It's incredible
That's
to watch.
awesome.
The most
I'm not-
American
it, like,
thing.
Here's the deal. It looks great every time. I'm not gonna lie. The first time I saw it, it was very jarring, and I did start laughing.
I would start laughing so hard if I saw that. That's so cool, though. That's so cool.
It's especially great too because usually, like I said, they hire from all over the world.
Yeah.
So usually it's like 3 British people on stage that have no idea the significance or context of what they're doing.
Hilarious.
That's funny.
They
That's
always
awesome.
talk about their first time doing it. They're like, "There's no way anyone's going to cheer for this, right?" Sure,
they go
enough.
ape
and
shit,
they're
yeah.
like, "Sorry, I've never met an American before."
We love our American flag.
That's great.
Did you say it was tracks for musicians too?
So there are
Or is there
some.
some?
They kind of integrate. So there's
Okay,
some
good. Okay.
shows that every boat has a 4-piece rock band
Okay.
and 2 singers. And usually like one of our shows will integrate that rock band. So we have that America Rocks one that has that band. We have my favorite one. It's called Vintage Pop, and it's basically like a Baz Luhrmann Gatsby kind of thing,
Oh.
where it's like
That's cool.
20s swing kind of
Real
stuff. That's really
vintage,
cool
okay.
too. Yeah,
That's sick.
yeah, they do great work over there. Like if you are thinking of going on a cruise, like Carnival Cruise Lines, they're the fun cruise. Choose fun. Choose fun, everyone.
Choose fun and get paid for it. So you recommend them? Okay.
Absolutely.
Maybe I'll look into that. Be a cruise drummer.
Do it.
No, I'm kidding. I want to do that.
Well, thank you guys for having me.
Yes, thank you for coming on. Thank you.
Makai, this has been so much fun. I think you were on our original list of who to get, and it just has taken so
Yeah.
long to get you in here.
I was telling you the other day, I'm really glad this happened when it did.
Yes.
Because if it was like any earlier or any later, would not have been able to
No.
happen.
Yeah.
Today was perfect.
Perfect. That's great.
Oh, man.
You want to plug anything? Any of your
we always give our
socials
guests
or
some
shows or
time
anything?
to how do people follow you? Anything coming up? What do you want to promote?
Yeah, follow me. My Instagram handle is at Makailo.ren, just like the
Nice.
Star Wars character.
That's great.
I don't know when this drops, but if you want to come
Thursday.
see,
It's Thursday.
come see Next to Normal at Centennial High School next weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Look us up, Source 15 Theater Company. That's Source 15 Theater Company.
Woo!
That's
do
great.
it.
That's awesome.
Cool. Well, this has been the Green
Yes.
Room Podcast.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching. My name is Massimo. You can follow me on Massimo D Music on all those other platforms. And Massimo Di Stefano on YouTube. Working up some cool stuff right now. You gonna get me my drum cover?
Whoa.
you forget?
Wow, coming
This is
in
the
hot.
first time you've given me this energy about it.
No,
I need to-
I just forgot about it
can
until
do it,
just
yeah.
now.
Yeah, I might not reamp and just do it internally, but
Oh, you keep bragging about reamp.
I
with your
know, it's-
1176.
I know I need to figure
The
it out.
fake 1176.
It is not a fake 176.
What do you mean? It's not legit.
It's an 1176.
I thought you said it was a.
It's a clone, but any real 1176 is still an
It's a clone.
1176.
It's a clone.
It's still an 1176. It's just not the $3,000 Yuri one.
Plug your stuff.
Bean and Aiton on Instagram. Also, More Weight Band. Yeah.
Come see something different.
Come see something different. Yes, July 9th.
Well, this will be
Franklin
out
Theater.
after that. Never mind. We'll talk about it in the next episode.
Yes, I guess. Yeah,
I
that's
totally
true.
forgot about that.
Yeah, thank you for listening.
All right,
Appreciate
we'll
it.
catch you in the next one. We don't have a guest in the next one, do we?
No, it's just us.
Someone didn't find one. It's all right. Okay, we're out of here. I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.
Peace.